Yes guys, in this video we are going to explore the benefits of garlic in our poultry birds, because every time you are buying medicine, you are buying what we call antibiotics. When your birds fall sick, you go to any vet and they give you antibiotics. But to be honest, antibiotics are not good in our poultry birds, especially in eggs and also in meat. If you are selling broilers, if you are selling local chicken for eating, guys, antibiotics is not very good for human consumption. Why? Because antibiotics form what we call cancer cells in our bodies. Yes, because if you give your birds antibiotics, that means for you to eat that bird, you have to spend 14 days without eating that meat. Or if it's an egg, it has to spend 7 days. That means if you give your birds antibiotics, you are not supposed to sell those eggs for the next 7 days. But who can really, who can make that loss? For example, you have 10,000 layers. They got an infection, bacterial infection, because these antibiotics are always given to, bacterial infections. Maybe they have coccidiosis, maybe they have any bacterial infection or outbreak on your farm. And a vet gives you antibiotics. That means you are not supposed to sell those eggs for the next 7 days. But who can really risk that? Because that means the next 7 days you are making losses. You are not supposed to sell these eggs for the next 7 days. That means no one really cares about human health. Now in this video, guys, I'm going to give you the benefits of using garlic on your poultry farm so that you can, chase away these antibiotics. Antibiotics are not really good for human, health. That's why we have a lot of cancer cases right now. Why? Because people eat substandard meat, eat substandard eggs, simply because they use antibiotics on their farms. Now, we want to see what are the benefits of garlic to our chicken farm and how we can administer that to our birds. That is our topic of discussion. Yes. Now, point number one, or benefit number one. So when you start use garlic, that means you will not buy medicine again. Yes, you will never buy medicine again. Why? Because your birds will not fall sick. But your birds are always sick. They fall sick. Today you are treating this disease, another one. So that means your birds are weak when it comes to immune. So if you start giving them garlic, that means garlic will boost their immunity or immune system. Yes, that is benefit number one. Garlic boosts the immunity of our birds. Why? How does it, boost the immunity of our birds? Because it works as an antioxidant. It works as an antioxidant. What is an antioxidant, or what is oxidation? Now, when it comes to oxidation, because the word ant comes from ox, you have to separate these two words. Anti and oxidation. Yes, so it becomes an antioxidant. Now, what do I mean by oxidation? Oxidation simply means these are chemical combination. It is chemically combined, chemical combination of substance with oxygen. Yes, oxygen. It is what we call oxidation. For example, when you eat food, the food goes into your body. And when it goes into the body, digestion starts to take place. When digestion starts to take place, that means the food will combine with oxygen to form glucose. And later on, glucose forms energy. Simple as that. Digestion cannot take place without oxygen. So that means through oxidation, it is chemical combination between any substance with oxygen. Now, when our birds eat food which has infections or bacterial infections or fungi infections, for example, when they eat what we call mycotoxin feeds, that means our birds are going to be affected with mycotoxins or mycotoxin infections. What are mycotoxins? I'll give you an example. When you have bread at home, Do you see those things which forms on the bread? We call them fungi, you know, molds, stroke fungi. So when you buy feeds and you store them for a long period of time, for example, maize bran, when you store maize bran, maybe in an area which is not safe, the aeration is not good, you know, the storage, aeration is not good. That means when the room has too much, you know, temperatures, the maize bran will change its color from its normal color to yellowish. They will become yellowish, and when they become yellowish, they will form what we call caked brand, maize brand. You always see that maize brand on farms or in storages. Or maybe when that, you know, that maize brand may be water powered in it. When water powers in it, that means it will get caked and also changes its color. So through changing its color, that means it has what we call mycotoxins. Mycotoxins. Why? These are molds of fungi. Even on bread, when bread go bad, or when bread, you know, get this spoiled, it forms what we call molds around it. So also in our chicken feeds, they tend to get these mycotoxins or molds around it. And when these birds eat these mycotoxins, it is combined with oxygen. That is what we call oxidation. Now, how do we prevent this? We give our birds garlic, because garlic has what we call antioxidant properties. It neutralizes. It is what we call neutralization. It neutralizes these, you know, these chemicals which will later form diseases to our birds. So it is very good in boosting the immunity because it is an antioxidant, and we say that antioxidation, that means oxidation is the chemical combination of any substance with energy, with oxygen. And once oxygen combines with the feeds that is eaten by our birds, and the feeds are bad, for example, they have mycotoxins. These are toxins which are formed by molds of fungi or algae. And once these mycotoxins go into the body of our birds, they form infections. For example, coccidiosis. They form what we call diarrhea. Yes, these mycotoxins form diarrhea. They form what we call cholera. They form what we call coccidiosis, etc. or etc. These mycotoxins. So they are very, very dangerous to our birds. If you don't use garlic, what else can you use to prevent mycotoxins? If you have that maize brand which is really, you know, not good, which is caked and it has changed the color, that means you have to use what we call toxin binders. Toxin binders in our feeds. When you are mixing the feeds, make sure that you put toxin binders to prevent these mycotoxins in your feeds. Yes, I always encourage people who have stored these feeds for more than 2 years, always use my toxin binders. Or use garlic in your water. Give them garlic, because garlic will work as a toxin binder, because it has what we call antioxidant properties that will prevent these mycotoxins from happening to our birds. That is simple and easy. So that is point number 1. It boosts the immunity of our birds. That means our birds will not fall sick. But if you don't give them this, your birds will always fall sick. Why? Because the feeds you are giving them have infections in them. Also, in boosting the immunity, garlic fights colds and flu, or what we call respiratory diseases. Yes, garlic is very good to fight flu and respiratory diseases. I also use it. I use garlic. I put garlic in my water, warm water, and I drink it like tea. It is very good for my health. Whenever I have flu, whenever I have cough, I use garlic to treat myself. And it is very effective. Just 3 days, you no longer feel cold, you no longer feel, you know, that flu. It is very good even in our poultry birds. So use that garlic for yourself and also for your poultry birds. It is very good. So point number 2, the benefits of garlic in our poultry birds. It chases away mites. What do I mean by mites? Do you know this is what we call mites, which really bites our chicken? They usually bites from here, from the, you know, from the what or whatever. We call them maybe obulolo. sekere, all of that, mites, lice, all of that. Garlic, if you use garlic, these mites will go. Why? Because it is a natural. Why? Because it is a natural repellent. These mites do not actually, they don't like that smell of garlic. So if you get garlic and you spray in your house, poultry house, you use the spray and you spray over in your poultry house, you will not see these mites. They will fall, they will all go away, because this is a natural repellent. They don't like this smell of garlic. It is a natural repellent. If you are tired of bololo, whatever, mites, please get that garlic water and you spray on the head of your chicken, and also in the poultry house. You will not see these mites again. So remember, these mites, when they come, they also bring diseases to our birds. They stress our birds. They suck blood, because these are parasites. Meaning parasites to survive, they will need blood. So whenever these mites come, they suck blood of our chicken, and our chicken are not growing. Why? Because the blood is being sucked by these mites. So we need to chase them away from our farms. So point number 3, the benefit of garlic on our poultry farm, it also neutralizes the odor of manure. Yes, neutralize odor of manure. Yes, for example, you are in urban setup, guys. Your neighbors are complaining that chicken droppings are really smelling on your farm. Your neighbors are complaining. Please use garlic in your water, drinking water. Why? Because it neutralizes the bad odor, that smell in your manure. When the chicken poop, when they poop and the droppings are really smelling very bad, please use garlic. They will not produce that smelling manure. Yes, that means you will be in peace and harmony with your neighbors. They will not complain that your manure is smelling for them. No, you can even eat food within your chicken house. If you cannot eat food in your chicken house, that means that chicken house is very smelling, and it is really a disaster to our birds. Because if it's smelling for you, how about the chicken which stays in that house for a long period of time? So make sure that your chicken house is always clean, and you can use it even for yourself to eat food from there. Point number 4, or benefit number 4 of garlic. Garlic is very important. Why? Because it forms nice tasting and delicious eggs. Eggs. Why? When you give garlic to your birds, they will produce nice smelling eggs, and people will like your eggs. Why? Because they have good smell, good scent. They will be organically, made. They will have what we call a yellow yolk. Why? Because of garlic. So make sure that you give garlic to your birds. Why? Because it reduces sulfur content. Sulfur. Why we give them garlic? Because it reduces sulfur content. What is sulfur? I think you remember in chemistry. Do you remember when we used to prepare sulfur gas? Sulfur really smells very bad. I think you remember that gas which used to smell very bad. It smelled like eggs, spoiled eggs. So when you give your birds garlic, that means they will produce nice tasting eggs which has no sulfur content. They don't smell like spoiled eggs, but they are eggs that you eat and they really smell very bad. Nawe kenyini bwogalya ekyovaamu kiba kika. But when you give them garlic, you will not have that smell of sulfur. Remember these feeds that we give our birds, they have a lot of chemicals, they have a lot of these minerals, and the sulfur is part of it. Therefore, for us to neutralize this sulfur gas, we need to provide them with garlic, and our eggs will not smell. Point number 5, or benefit number 5, why we should give garlic to our birds. Because of the tender and tasty meat. Guys, birds which are fed, which are given garlic, their meat is really tasty. Yes, compared to other birds which do not actually, which did not drink garlic in their water. This one, the meat is always tasty. If you give broilers from day one and you start giving them garlic, their meat will be tasty, and people will say that this meat is really delicious. That one is all because of garlic. Now, how do we give garlic to our birds? It is very simple. Just ponder it. Get your garlic, ponder it, and also put in the water. Yes, ponder it, ponder or blend. It is simple. If you have a blender, maybe you have a mortar, this mortar with a stick, and you ponder it very hard so that it becomes juicy. And after you put in the drinking water, in the drinkers, then you serve your birds. Maybe you can give, 3 times a week, 4 times, depending on the availability of garlic on your farm. But garlic is not really expensive. Everyone can afford garlic. Even if you have 10,000 birds, you can afford garlic. Yes, it's not that expensive. At least 3 times a week, you ponder it, you put that garlic in the drinking water. Your birds will really enjoy it. They will have tasty eggs. They will not produce, smelling manure. They will really have tender meat. They will boost their immune system. They will not fall sick easily. Yes, because this garlic is an antioxidant, and it has a lot of healing properties in it. Also, human beings, you can use garlic as well for your own, immune system. It is very good for our birds. Guys, this is what I have for today. Let me see you in my next video. If it's your first time, please consider subscribing. Consider liking the channel so that we grow this channel. Share to your friends so that they don't miss out any upload on this channel. See you guys in my next video. God bless you so much.